Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. Today I'm going to make the ultimate comfort food, loaded baked potato soup. It's creamy, cozy, and packed with all sorts of good stuff. So, let's get cooking. I'm starting off by washing up between 3 and 5 pounds of russet potatoes. The amount that you use is up to you. I poke some holes in the potatoes. Rub them down with a little extra virgin olive oil. And then they're going to go into the oven at 375 for about an hour or until they're cooked through. Then I'm going to let them sit on the counter and cool. You want these cooled enough that you can handle them. In my soup pot here, I'm starting off with about 2 tablespoons of some butter. And to that, I'm adding about a half a pound of bacon that I've cut into half-inch pieces. This is my favorite beef bacon that I get from Azure Standard. And I'm just going to let those cook together on medium-low heat until the bacon is browned. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and dice up an onion. Once the bacon is cooked, I'm going to scoop it out with a slotted spoon into a dish that's lined with some paper towels. Then I'm going to add the diced onion into those bacon drippings. And we're going to let that cook until the onions are nice and tender. Now, about half of these potatoes I'm going to go ahead and remove the skins from, and the other half of the potatoes I'll just scoop the insides out. Those little brown bits add so much flavor. To the onions, I'm going to add 3 or 4 cloves of minced garlic. Let that cook for just a minute. I'm adding 2 more tablespoons of butter to the soup pot here, along with the onions and garlic, and I'm going to let that melt in. And I'm going to sprinkle in 3 tablespoons of flour. Whisk that in and let it cook for a minute or so until it's nice and bubbly. Then I'm adding in my 2 cups of chicken broth, 2 cups of milk, and a cup of half and half. I'm going to go ahead and add in a half a teaspoon of salt. About a half a teaspoon of black pepper, more or less to taste. And we'll add in about a teaspoon and a half or a little more of parsley. Mix those together, and then we're going to bring this up to a gentle boil. I'm going to add in a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. I like to use sharp cheddar. And then we're going to add in the half of the potatoes that I just scooped out. And I'm going to use a potato masher to mash them into the soup. You can also use an immersion blender to get them extra smooth. Then the rest of the potatoes that I had just peeled, I'm going to cut into chunks. And add those into the soup until they're heated through. This is the thickest, richest potato soup ever. But if you do find that it is a little too thick for your taste, you can add a little extra chicken broth to thin it out a little bit. Look how thick this soup is. We're going to top this with a little more shredded cheddar cheese. You could also add in some sour cream or some sliced green onions or chives. I'm adding some of the bacon that I cooked, and there you go. Loaded baked potato soup. You can get the full recipe on my website, cosmopolitancornbread.com. I will put a link to that in the video description down below. God bless, and I'll talk to y'all next time.